you want to know how to be powerful and brave instantly in any situation, I have a very useful hack for you. So first you may be wondering that why am I um, talking about it? I mean, who am I to talk about something like that? Well, to tell the truth, I'm really not somebody that brave. I'm not a soldier, or I haven't done anything worthwhile in the sense of courage and bravery. But I feel that I do have something that might be useful for everyone out there, especially women. Being brave and being calm in dangerous situations have nothing to do with who you are and how you are. It all is about mindset. So this is something I figured out when I was a child. Um, I mean, those who know me, they know that ever since I was like 8 or 9, I used to train martial arts, and I have been to this day. um, it's like I don't really train from anywhere. I just love all forms of martial art. I love taekwondo, capoeira, karate, judo, jiu-jitsu. I just love them all, and I never really took any professional training. I did try once. I wanted to do taekwondo, but that was when I had my spinal injury, and then I really couldn't continue. So yeah, back in the days there was no YouTube, and I used to learn from television, from other people, from books and all that, and I used to practice it on my own. And I always felt like, as a girl especially, women should really learn self-defense. And cultivating that mindset of courage from a really early age has helped me stay calm in various situations in my life later on. There were situations where I should have panicked, or I should have been very anxious, but instead I was actually a bit happy. I was like, okay, this is the moment I have been training for all my life. And that's something I just feel, that's what I have been doing all my life. When I began training, I don't remember why, but one of the main reasons was that I used to see a lot of suffering, especially in my country. There was a lot of crime back then, and in the news I used to see that women getting attacked and murdered and raped, and I wanted to be someone who is strong. I did not want to adopt that victim mentality. So as I used to train since childhood, it's always like, just these and other stuffs, whatever I could pick up from others, from around me, and whatever I felt like practicing. But there has never been a month that I never trained. So since my childhood, when I used to train, and even right now when I train calisthenics and other stuff, I always train with the attitude that I'm going to use it in a certain part of my life, like in a dangerous situation. This is going to help me. So all throughout my life I did not really get that kind of situation where I could apply my martial arts skills. But that has really put me in a different mentality from other people. There had been even incidents when I would actually go and search for trouble. Like, I remember since I was like a teenager, the roads that normally people would not walk because there are a lot of crimes happening in those roads, those are the roads I would take on, especially during the night, during the dangerous hours, because I wanted to see how I respond if someone attacks. And the weird thing is, I still did not face any situation like that where someone would actually attack me and I would use my martial arts or something, because I have been training since like when I was like a 9-year-old, and I want to know how is my performance. I mean, in a real life situation, how do I perform in that? I It's like it's a very frequent thing for me. Even when I used to do my job, that's like a year back, I always had this tendency, especially when I used to work late. I would take the isolated bridge. I would take, those dangerous areas. I would walk alone, and I would wait for someone to come, and a mugger, a robber, an addict. I wish that I knew how is my performance level, how would I react in those situations. And the weird thing is, nothing ever happened. I mean, touch wood, it's good, nothing ever happened on that note. But that's the thing, it always helped me to stay away from that victim mentality. I guess I did have few situations in my life when I did not use the martial arts that I have been training, but I have used my mentality. When I was 16 or something, um, that was like way before Uber came. I was abducted in a taxi cab. I was going home at night, and the taxi driver, there was no way, there was no GPS at that time, and the taxi driver was he took me to a wrong road actually, and then he kept on traveling and traveling the whole night with me. It was till 1 a.m. Actually, he traveled on flyovers and across roads and finally into a jungle. So that was one of those situations where, we, a normal person, is supposed to freak out that, oh my god, what's going to happen to me, where is this guy taking me? And instead, in those situations, I really responded with a lot of calmness. And I mean, I was like 16 or something, so I think, I mean, he was driving, and obviously I would not hit on him. I mean, I would not hit him, not hit on him. Oh my god, I would not hit him when he's driving the car, because we both would die. So instead, I was just looking for other detours all the way. I was talking to him calmly that, yeah, so what do you do? And he asked me, what do I do? And I just made up a story that I'm a crime reporter, I'm carrying a gun, which he did not believe. And but I mean, he turned the light on to check, was I really carrying a gun or something? So that plan did not work. I mean, as he was just traveling with me and waiting for, and probably was looking for, um, an isolated place where he could attack me. But I was also, I was at the back seat, and I was thinking, what could I do? What could I do? How could I come out of this situation without panicking? And I did not even shout at him. I did not show that, I'm aware, or, I'm afraid. I just kept a really casual conversation with him that, oh, okay, so what do you do? Who's in your house? And all that, to keep the flow going, to keep the moment really normal. And then we came to a spot in a jungle kind of place. It was completely dark with lots of trees and stuff. And there was a point where we were like in this narrow bridge, and that's the point he was locking all the windows. He was driving and he was locking all the windows and the doors. And then I realized that if I don't act right now, then it's going to be too late. So then I opened the door beside me, and I don't know, very coincidentally, there was another car just behind us. And that's the moment I completely changed my demeanor. I just became this ferocious person that, I never use slangs, but I told her that, you either have to stop the car right now, or I'm going to jump into this river. And obviously that was not a logical thing to do. Why would he care if I jumped into the river or not? But actually, he did care, because there was another car behind us, few feet behind us, and he did not want to get into trouble. All throughout the way, I kept the door beside me open, and I kept on, since I completely changed the way I started talking to him, he became shocked, and he kept on obeying whatever I said, that you turned around the car, you're going to take me where I want to go, blah, 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 blah. And then he brought me I wanted to go to a railway station. He brought me there, and he dropped me there. And even right now, I don't know. I guess he became really confused, because just a while ago I was talking to him in a very soft and quiet tone, and then suddenly I became this, angry, loud young woman who's ready to commit murder or suicide or anything. And he took me safely to the railway station, and then I got down, and then he he just told me that, here's my number. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, just go. So that's the thing. I mean, it could have turned into a very bad situation if I had panicked at that age. And I feel like all the training that I have done, it's true I did not apply my martial arts, I did not have a chance. It's true I did not apply my martial arts, I did not have a chance, but it really helped me to really get courage in a situation like that. And I had more situations like that. And then on another incident in 2015, I testified against something that, someone was doing something wrong, and then I secretly told the cops about it, that this is wrong, they're about to do something wrong, and you should do something about it to stop them. And after a few weeks, I got a message in my Facebook that someone has been assigned to decapitate me, and they did not really say anything else. They just said that someone has been paid like $700 or something, or $1,500 to cut off my head. And even then, and even in that situation, I could have been extremely terrified because that was very ruthless group. And I still stayed calm. I mean, I thought about it logically that they're not supposed to know that I had given the information. And even if they do know, my duty is first to, to be truthful, to help people. If I did not give that information, certain people may have been harmed. And at that time, what I felt was right, I did it. So I felt like, if since I have done it for the universe is going to protect me. But I was a little bit nervous when I used to go out to my work and to my daily stuff, especially at night. But that is when I again got back into that mentality that I have been training for this day since the time I was like 8 or 9 years old, and now that this day is finally here, why am I getting afraid? Instead, I should be like really happy that okay, I'm going to get a shot at it. I mean, I'm going to be able to see how I perform. And luckily, nothing happened even then. So these are just simple situations. I mean, these are not really big issues. I mean, when we think about it, people who go to war, soldiers, they face death every day. And this is something that that has always been very interesting for me, that there are people who are afraid of muggers with a small knife, with the Swiss knife, and there are people who are so brave that they face guns and bombs and knives every day. So how does this all happen? Why is there It's like we both have the same human body. Then how come there are some people with victim mentality and some people with, so much courage that they can do anything to save anybody, to save themselves? And I realize it's all about mindset. So I feel like every girl child should really learn self-defense, especially from an early age. This is going to help build confidence inside her, and especially with domestic violence. I mean, I see that women getting abused by men who are like of less mass, who are shorter than them, thinner than them. I mean, not in every case, but even if a woman is strong and she can actually, put off the abuser, she can actually push him away. She doesn't, because she has been trained in the victim mentality that, if the husband or if whatever the abuser is keeps on hitting her, she should just bow down and, take that. And she doesn't need to. That's what I want every woman to realize. Even if the woman is not trained in martial arts and she's not strong or something, she can still do something to protect herself. I mean, there are women who die in domestic violence, who are killed or murdered by their own husbands, or who are tortured by their husbands, in not everywhere but in many places. And I want to tell these women that you don't have to be a victim. You can just protect yourself with whatever you have. If you have a pen beside you, just take a shot at his eye. I mean, it sounds a bit brutal, but it's like survival of the fittest. And it's better than dying into someone's hands, right? I mean, self-defense is everybody's right. Also, the story of David and the Goliath have always has also the story of David and the Goliath has always inspired me. How a little boy could fight a demon or a monster, which even grown-ups and strong people at that time could not. So this story has always inspired me. It has always taught me that it does not matter. It does not matter what shape you are, what size you are, how powerful your opponent is. Power is all about mindset. If a little boy like David could just throw a stone at a monster with a perfect strategy, and he really got away with it. And it's the same for everything in life. Whatever you're facing, your fears, your opponents, any dangerous situation, they are not big. What should be bigger is your mindset. You just need to feel that, yeah, it does not matter, it's nothing, the situation that I'm in, it's nothing, and I have the power to to get over it. You will see that some kind of strategy will always come up, and you can become powerful and brave at any age and at any situation, and this is a power that we all possess. So with that, I guess I'm going to say farewell here for this video. I hope I could inspire you with something. I'm not saying that I'm like the bravest or the greatest in all this, because I have personally done nothing. But what I have learned is that with the correct mindset, you can accomplish anything in life, and you can really get over any situation in life.